Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to SBA Nation. My name is Keith, aka Keystone, and I'm here to break down a little Pacers Thunders game one of the NBA Finals. I am a Pacers fan, so I'm excited. I haven't seen them play in the finals since they played Shaq and Kobe in the year 2000. I do remember that because I am a little bit of an older guy. In this video, we're going to talk real quick about my leans for who I think is going to win. And then I have some player props that I assembled to play for you guys to tell if you want over on Underdog Fantasy. And I actually really like this because they have an awesome boost right now that you can use that bumps it up by like 40%. So I think it's a smash play. We'll get into all of that. Before we even do, though, if you are new to the channel, definitely hit subscribe and smash that thumbs up button for me too, guys. Really helps the smaller creators get in front of a broader audience when you guys take the time to do that. Basically like throwing a dime in my tip jar. So I do appreciate it when you hit that like button. And like I said, if you're new, hit subscribe too. So game ones a lot of times can be tricky. And in the NBA, we have a you consider this a very long layoff between when the Thunder last played to when they're playing now. So so far, it hasn't really mattered for them, but I think some of it just might be based on competition through this playoff run. So I'm thinking like we could see some rust, but there's been a lot of preparation time here too. What I really kind of leaning towards is this over right here, this 230.5. It feels a hair low just based on the style of these two teams. Now, this is going to be a faster paced series than what you just saw in the conference finals. Oklahoma City, believe it or not, is actually playing at the fastest pace of any team in the playoffs. Pacers are, I believe, number 2. So the Knicks, they like to slow down in the half-court offense. Same thing with Minnesota. This number with traditional game ones, like it's kind of a fill it out game. There's more adjustments made from game one in a series to game two. There's more adjustments made in game two than any other game usually. So if I had to give you guys a lean, I might set this on a play that I will give out for free right over here on my winnable free plan. Now, if you guys want to also get access to my best stuff, my top plays, we have a lot of money going down on UFC 316 this week. I think it's going to be a money-making event. I absolutely love this card. I think there's a lot of things we can bet on, books, DFS. We do it all on this channel. This is a good way in right here to come find out. Now, what this will get you is every single slip that I set between now and Saturday evening. So it's going to be a fun one. It will literally pay for itself. So keep that in mind. And I limited this to 25 a couple days ago. Looks like we got 9 left. So if you want to come check that out, give the premium a chance. I think it's going to be a very, very fun weekend for us. So let's get into the underdog slip that I have prepared for you guys. I'm not going to pick a side. I would lean OKC just because they've been very dominant at home, but the Pacers have kind of been little road warriors too. And I think there's a lot of bias right now, Western Conference bias, which I get. The West, pretty much better. I think Oklahoma City only lost 1 game to an Eastern Conference opponent this year. Didn't lose to the Pacers, beat them in both games. So I would lean OKC, but I really wouldn't be surprised if Indy's speed, Indy's pace, Indy's athleticism, their youth versus a team like what OKC just faced in Minnesota. I mean, drastically different styles of play. So I would probably like that Pacers plus 10.5 if you can get it in that range, 9.5. All right, so let's get into this slip real quick. First things first, though, if you are not on Underdog yet, what are you doing if it's legal in your state? It's literally one of the best freaking fantasy apps there is. We already have a bunch of UFC slips set over here. They're letting us do things that no other app is. And you can get $1,000 deposit match with promo code SBAA. And then if you just text me proof that you used my code, text me the translog, numbers down in the description, you're going to get an automatic invite. Once they fill up, you're going to be in like a group draft, and then you'll have a chance to win $200 all on your boy. That's like me giving back to you guys, trying to incentivize you to use promo code SBAA. Does help pay the bills, guys, when you do that. So I appreciate anyone who does. Let's get into the picks. So the first guy that we're going to take is Tyrese Halliburton, and I like his under 9.5 assists. Now, this was modified, okay? So it was like 0.887 or 86, something like that. So they do think it's likely. The books have this at negative 136. And these are the last 4 games that he's played against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Granted, these two were last season. The only two this year that he played them, he went under this in both totals. For some reason, Outlier doesn't have potential assist data on this one, but I would expect, 35 to 38 minutes, somewhere in that range, as long as it's not a blowout. If it does end up blowing out, Oklahoma City has kind of blitzed some teams in the first half at home this season, in game ones too. It really wouldn't shock me if it's just another way for us to hit this, right? He only played 26 minutes in this game, only had 3 assists, and the potentials were only at 8. So one thing that Oklahoma City, we all know they at this point of the season, we all know what they do well. They don't allow a ton of spot up shooting. They close on the ball very well. Neither does Indy really from the 3-point line. Indy actually runs people off the line pretty good. But in this particular matchup, you have a bottom 6 matchup for point guards, 4 assists allowed. The Oklahoma City give up the 6th fewest assists. And then you have, it's a small sample size, granted, but I do think that this is a good play on paper. There's a lot of ways that the under can hit, guys, if you haven't figured that out yet. His guys could just have bad shooting nights, and no one's making shots that would have counted as assists. I mentioned the blowout. There's a chance he doesn't play in the fourth quarter if Oklahoma City's up by 30 or something. We'll just have to wait and see. But I think on paper, on the data available, this makes a lot of sense. So that's going to be pick number 1. And then let's get back over here. And, there's my number right there. You can text me out. And the second one, and I just feel like this line is just criminally low. It may even bump. I got it at 12.5. I don't mind it to 13.5. Look, I'm just going to show you the head-to-head. These are the 2 games this year. The rebound chances, for whatever reason, we're not getting data on that first game, but this is an incredibly high number, 14, and then potential assist. He even hit double digits here. And then look at this. This was only in 31 minutes. This was 38 minutes, but he went over this in both games very easily. Now, I mentioned how this will be a pace-up spot for both these teams. It's going to be a fast series. That doesn't mean there's not going to be defense involved. There will be. The Oklahoma City has the number 1 net rating in that as well through the playoffs. But if you have a good defense, a lot of times that is going to lead to more rebound opportunities. There's going to be more missed shots. And also because of the pace and because of some like turnovers and stuff, SGA could get like a steal in transition and flip it up the floor to, whoever's ahead of him. That's an easy assist. So I do think in a series like this, you're going to see these RA lines come up. This just feels too low to me. I feel like it should be at 13. Don't be shocked by the end of the series if this is literally at 14.5. So I think we're getting a steal of a value here for game 1. Even if you just look at other opponents, right? Like this doesn't look the greatest, like 50%. But look at his last 2 games when it mattered the most in Minnesota right here, okay? A lot of these games, you got to remember too, Oklahoma City was literally blowing the barn off the building. A lot of these games were blowouts. But what I really like is I like to see this right here. Head-to-head, tons of rebound chances, tons of assist opportunities, potential assists, what we call them. So SGA, I like him over 12.5 rebounds plus assist, -119 on the books, guys. That's going to be the second one in this slip. And then the last play, and you can see because I used what's called these extender boosts. So they'll give you one for game 2, you use it. And then after game 2 ends, you'll unlock the game 3 one, and it goes up by the end of it. If it goes 6-7 games, you're going to be looking at like a 70-80% boost. So it's pretty cool. And I think they limit you to I think this first one, there's actually like $1,000 limit. So if you really wanted to throw down, you could have a huge night. But I think I put like a little over a unit on this. So let's talk about this pick. And I could see this honestly going either way. It's just a gut call when I think of like these long, lanky centers that have played the Pacers that have kind of given them issues this year. And Karl Anthony Towns doesn't really apply to this, but he had some success in that last series. But I'm really thinking to guys like Chet and Alfred Sengun rings a bell. I think that this should be a pretty good spot for Chet on paper. Now in head-to-head, he only did go over this 1 out of 2, but you could see this was pretty healthy. 15 points was the key in both games, right? 15 points. So that could be a floor play. You could look into maybe alting that if you can get it like 14.5 or something. Probably a really good floor play. But you got to also look too, like the minutes were way down in this game because of the blowout. So that's probably why. If you look at the rebound chances, well, they were off the charts in this game. 22 rebound chances. You like to see that. If you can even come down with, half of them, I feel like we're going to have a really good shot to hit this line. So a lot lower here, but once again, a lot of it had to do with the minutes, guys. The minutes were, this was 10 less minutes in this game. So, you know, I think it's a pretty good look. It's game one. We'll see how this goes. I think he would make more sense to play more minutes than a guy like Isaiah would against a team like the Pacers, but I could be wrong. We'll see. It's game one. But I do think this is worth trotting out for 6.9x with that extender boost that you can only get on Underdog Fantasy. Guys, they really are amazing. They do discount plays. I'm constantly getting gimme picks. I'm getting wild discounts on a daily basis. I'm getting all kinds of boosts. I just set 2 plays that I had 2 boosts. One was like a 50%, a 60%. Just sent out some UFC plays to the VIPs. I'm expecting a huge weekend. I'm excited about it. And one other prop I was going to give you guys on a lean, give me a chance to plug better. The same thing goes with what I just said about Underdog. If you're going to get an automatic invite, you just have to text me proof of your translog. And anything along the way that says referred by promo code on better, it's promo code Keith. The links down below will take care of all the work for you guys. Okay. But one guy I do like is Obi Toppin. I like him to hit this rebound line. I think this is too low. If you can get it at 2.5, that's even better, obviously, because this is what you call a push line. But I think this is a really good piece you could look into. I just expect him to be playing more minutes in this series. I expect a minute boost and more minutes. I feel like the line is a little low. I believe he's averaging 4.5 through the playoffs so far. So we're getting a massive discount. And I don't know why, because like I said, if teams are good at defense, you're going to have more missed shots. You're going to have more rebound opportunities. So if I'm right about the minute boost, then this should be a really good chance right here, this 3.0 rebound line. So just wanted to give you guys that lean too. And let's cash some slips. Let's enjoy game one. I'm excited as a fan. I predicted I said the Knicks were going to beat my Pacers. I really thought that's what the NBA kind of needed, to be honest with you. And it's kind of restored some faith for me that like it's not just one big I don't want to say rig job, but like an aid job where they kind of push outcomes that they want. So seeing 2 small market teams that are clearly just the best in their conferences this season, it is exciting. It's a breath of fresh air from basketball for me, where you're not constantly seeing Knicks, or well, the Knicks never make it either, but big market teams like the Lakers, I always said it. I feel like the NBA always wants one of 2 things in the finals. They either need a big market team, think Philadelphia, Boston, the Lakers, teams like that, or you need the faces of the league. You need superstar power, and they kind of have that in this series. Halliburton could be, we'll see how he plays in this series, but we know SGA is a top 3 player in the league right now, so I guess they kind of do have that. It could be changing of the guard from the Curry LeBron era that we kind of just been in the last, I don't know, 15 years, if you will. So it's kind of nice to see. I'm looking forward to this series. Let me know in the comments who you guys think is going to win this series. I think there's a decent chance this goes at least 6, and I could see it literally being the home team wins every game through the first 4. I could see that happening. So it'd be 2-2. And then Oklahoma City wins game 5 at home probably, and then they could potentially win game 6 on the road in Indy. Something like that, Just thank the Lord that they don't do that stupid 2-3-2 strategy. It was such an advantage to the team that played at home first. I'm so glad it's finally 2-2-1-1-1. Like it, I don't know why they ever did that. They used to have it like that all the way to the finals, and then they would switch it to 2-3-2, which was just trash. All the data suggested if you were the home team that had the first 2 games at home, you had just a massive advantage in that format. So this is more fair. It's going to be exciting. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to win. I'm going to say OKC in 6 games. I hope I'm wrong, because I want my Pacers to win their first title, but we'll see, guys. We'll see. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Like I said, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and let's cash this slip, guys. Peace.